Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Braintree Town Council meeting for Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Could everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can you please remain standing for a moment of silence for our men and women in uniform? Thank you very much. Please be seated. Could we have the roll call, please?
Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here.
Thank you. Our first item on the agenda under announcement is 03625, the Mayor Foster Veterans Center. And I wanted to ask Mayor Joyce if she wanted to come up and speak on the subject. Welcome, Mayor Joyce.
Thank you, Council President Ryan and councilors. So tonight we wanted to provide a bit of a brief update and allow the council an opportunity to ask questions with regards to some relocation plans for the veteran services. We have a small presentation prepared, which is, I think, in paper format, hopefully right before you. But I'm going to invite up our Director of DPW, Matt Jacques, to kind of go through the presentation. We've really been looking to identify space. As many of you are probably aware, if you've visited the Foster School, it is in need of significant repairs. It's sort of not really on our maintenance schedules. I think when we look at just all of our town building inventory, that building is very challenged. And so some of the decision making that got us to what we're going to present today is just that reality, is if we are going to be needing to make significant investments into town buildings, we can't do that to all of them. And I think we've identified a really great opportunity in the planned ultimate relocation. So I'm excited to share it ultimately, but it's going to be phased, and Director Jacques is going to kind of walk us through that, and then happy to take questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. So thank you again for your time tonight. I appreciate you letting me be here. As the mayor said, we do have a phased plan. This presentation you have in front of you in paper form, but tonight we're going to talk about the current conditions at the Foster School. We'll talk about our temporary plan for veteran services, our long-term plan, and then we'll certainly take any questions that you have. So currently our veteran services is located at the old Foster School. That school has some needs for improvement, I would say. A couple of pictures here represent some of the roof leaks that we have. We have issues with the heating system. We have some major repairs really that need to take place in that building, and it's not representing the respect that we have for our veterans. So working with our veterans agent, George and Paul are both here tonight, but we've worked with them to kind of identify what the needs would be and what would better serve our veterans, both short-term to remove them from this building and then long-term. So I want to thank them for that. This has been the vision of Mayor Joyce and her team to really pull this together and say, how do we do better, and how do we give the veterans a presentable place. So our first Phase one will be a temporary move to 74 Pond Street. We have some office space currently upstairs that is currently unused. that we are going to, in the week of November 17th, sometime in that week, we are going to temporarily move the veterans agent to that space. This will give them a nice office space. This will give them a gathering area in the kind of in the middle of the space that they can do functions, and it's an accessible building. So we think this will be a nice phase one for them. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the facilities team for getting this cleaned up. There was some, the space had been being used, but that's has now been turned back over to the town. This is town space. So the facilities department went in, cleaned it up, made sure that it was going to be ready. And then as the veterans agent moves in, we'll work with him on the needs and make sure that the space is ready to go. So that's sometime in the week of November 17th, that's what we're targeting now. Our ultimate goal is to move the veterans up to 2015 Washington Street. So we have a space identified there. It's already a town building, it's town space. It's a beautiful building there. It's going to be a convenient location. The issue with the building and why we're not making one move is that this building is not accessible right now. There's no ramp, there's no ADA accessibility, so we need to do a little work there. And we're going to, the picture on the far right shows a plan to add some dedicated parking spaces and ADA accessible walkway to the building. So that building's just not quite ready. The interior of the building is beautiful, and that would be ready, but the exterior of the building is not ready yet. So our plan is, working with the engineering department, highway department, we are putting a plan together that we would, during the spring construction season, build out this parking area, take a look around at the rest of the walkways and make sure that they are in good shape, do some additional work, and then move sometime in the summer of 2026. We would make a permanent move to Veteran Services to this location.
So can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Are we going to hire people to do that work, or are we going to have our staff do that work?
The paving work would be hired. We'll have to identify a funding source, and then we would hire that out to our paving contractor that does the paving around the town now. We would add that into their next summer's project schedule.
And the walkway, too?
Walkway, yet to be identified. I think probably be the same contractor, just for economies of scale. But as far as the ramp, our facilities team would be able to build the ramp and make sure that the building was accessible from there.
Okay, thank you.
So that's really, the overall benefits of this plan is we keep Veteran Services operation invisible. We're going to provide a more comfortable and professional space for our staff and for our visitors now. And this avoids continuing to put money into the foster school that we can use other places, other buildings, other areas in town. And then it allows, for us to have a little time to get the site ready and the permanent site ready. That concludes the presentation. Like I said, short presentation, but I certainly welcome any questions that you have on the plan or anything that I can answer for you.
Councilor Hume, sorry.
It's okay, Charlie. Thank you for that presentation. Couple questions. What's the future plan for foster school?
I think it's still to be determined, but I would let the mayor answer that. We'll have
Unknown at this time. I think what we'll immediately do is sort of take the building offline, winterize it, and make sure that it's safe and secure. Facilities, DPW will still sort of maintain the property. I think we'll work with District Councilor Morin to host some community meetings. There was, prior to becoming the Veterans Service Center, there was, I believe, an RFP out, that was never sort of finalized. So I think we'll revisit that as part of the effort to think about what's next for the foster school. But right now, there is not a plan in place for its future use.
Because that's a huge parcel of land, if I remember. There's been proposals in the past, developments, all that. So, and I know how bad that school isn't. I played softball at that field way back when. Couple other questions. So you're moving temporarily to 74 Pond. That couldn't be a permanent site? Not big enough? Is that what it is?
I think they would love to stay there. I think ultimately 74 to 90 Pond Street, if you remember about a year ago, we completed a preliminary study for affordable senior housing there. And we do want to move forward on that project. So I think long term, might that project take, 3 years to get off the ground possible. But I think ultimately we need to find, a more permanent landing space because those buildings won't be permanently in the use that they are today.
Great. And last question, what's currently at the 2015 Washington site?
It's currently just kind of excess office building for the sheriff's office use. So we, kind of had talked to them about when we were looking at identifying a space. We had toured their entire campus and looked at their building uses, and this was pretty available. I also think given their sort of parallel efforts and outreach to veterans, and I think it's a nice fit for it to be on that campus, and that building was very underutilized by them, so they felt like that would be something that they could, allow us to use for this space.
And the town owns that building?
The town owns the entirety of the campus.
Okay.
And it's currently under lease through directly DCAM, who then, sort of administers the lease for the sheriff's complex. I believe that lease is up for renewal next year, so I think as we sort of think longer term, we'll make sure to work in this sort of new use on the space from our perspective into the continued future use of that parcel.
Okay, great. Well, I think it's a great use at this site. In the whole facility, the picture doesn't do it justice, the property. So great location. Veterans absolutely deserve a cleaner, better, new building. As I said before, Foster was in disrepair years ago, so they deserve a better home. So this is great. Thank you.
Any other? Council Quilty?
So the temporary space will be ready for them to move into within the next couple weeks. Then they will be in that temporary space. We think about a year. We think the improvements we can do next spring at their permanent, sort of more permanent location at the sheriff's complex. So, we anticipate them being in their temporary space for maybe 6 to 12 months and then in their permanent space after that.
Council Flaherty?
Thank you. So it's clear that this 2015 Washington Street is in much better condition and it's available, and that's great. But my question is, where the Veterans Center is concerned, what are the things that the Veterans Center needs to have to be a good fit for the needs that the way that the building is used to serve the veterans, and how does this meet those needs? Like, what do they need, and how does this fit those needs?
Sure, and I might invite perhaps Mr. Andes up to maybe expand upon it, but when we were talking about the needs for whatever new space we would be providing, we were certain to check in with him and review the options. As you'll recall, Veteran Services used to be at the Council on Aging Senior Center. We did evaluate whether or not they could go back there temporarily, and we had decided that that wouldn't be a good fit. So, there's office space needs, there's file storage needs, and then definitely areas in which there could be group meetings as they might want to have them. I know they have a lot of coffee hours and gatherings. The nice thing about Pond Street, especially right now, is that there's some flex spaces where the youth center used to be, then also the gym space that they certainly welcome to use while they're at 74 Pond Street. But even then, at Washington Street, there's some conference space and stuff. So I do want to, George, if you don't mind me putting you on the spot, invite you up to maybe talk about some of your space needs and maybe share your thoughts on this. So thank you.
Thank you. So I've met most of you before. My name is George Andes. I'm the new Veteran Service Officer here in town. I've been at the position for the last couple of months. So having the opportunity to move to a more accessible location. Today, if you haven't been to the location, the offices that we're in are kind of apart, but there are offices, which is what we definitely need because we need the privacy to ensure that we make sure that the veteran feels safe to talk about what they need to talk about, especially if myself and Paul have separate veterans. We want to make sure we're apart so they don't hear that. Currently today also we have a nice facility, a nice room that we can have a coffee hour. We have a coffee hour every Tuesday morning. We usually host anywhere from 12 to 20 veterans on Tuesday, so we need that expanded space. And then for any other opportunities that we might have moving forward, I think the the parcel at the Norfolk County Sheriff's Department is ideal for future use, giving us the opportunity for outside activities. And I guess once we get an opportunity to see the inside, as far as inside opportunities. But once again, like the mayor said, we definitely need the privacy of offices, a couple of offices, storage, file systems. We have a lot of files that are required to be triple secure, I guess you could say. Front entrance, the facility, the room entrance, and as well as the storage facility, file cabinets or anything also need to be secured. So yeah, just given the opportunity for the veterans to come in, A, to be comfortable, and B, to be willing to express why they're there as far as claims, whether it be Chapter 115 or Veteran Administration claims. So, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments from the council? I just want to say that the property that you're going to move the folks in, that the Norfolk Sheriff's currently occupies sometimes, is a beautiful location. So I think it's really nice that the veterans are moving there, and I really like the whole idea of talking to the sheriff's office about veterans, because it really seems like it's a symbiotic relationship, and it's just a beautiful piece of property up there, and I really like the idea moving forward that, you know, when we're talking about their lease coming up, talking about, you know, using that as much as we can, because you know, it's in Braintree, it's our property, like you said, and so I think it's a great idea. So I just want to say, good job with that. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? I want to say thank you for coming in and giving us the update, Madam Mayor, and thank you for all the veterans agent folks for being here tonight as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're still under announcements. Do any counselors have any announcements? Councilor Hume?
I want to say congratulations to all the counselors who are going to be reelected, with the exception of myself and the president, and there's 2 new counselors-elect, and all those who ran and put themselves into the race. It's not easy, as we all know, but in every race. So congratulations to all those who were reelected, everybody here tonight, all the other boards, school committee, Braintree Electric Board, Housing Authority, what else? It was a good campaign season. It was nice to be a bystander. But congrats to all. It's not easy. I appreciate everybody stepping up and doing their part for the town and getting conversations and engagement. It's a good thing.
Thank you. Any other? Councilor Quilty?
Mr. President. I just want to let everyone know that the Marge Crispin Center began their Thanksgiving food basket drive. This year, their goal is 200 baskets to assist local families in need this Thanksgiving. They are already seeing high numbers of families needing assistance. Each basket costs about $100. It contains a large turkey and all the fixings for Thanksgiving dinner, including dessert. Any donation in any amount will be helpful and will go directly towards the cost of these baskets. They realize everyone's own food budget has tightened over the last few years, and your continued support is greatly appreciated. You can donate online. There's a link online. I think it's on Facebook, or maybe at the Marge Crispin Center webpage. Also, you can make a check, and you can send it to Marge Crispin Center, 46 Lincoln Street, Braintree, Mass. 02184, and in the write Thanksgiving in the memo line. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Quilty.
You're welcome.
And Councilor Berica?
Thank you very much, President Ryan. I have 2 announcements. I'll follow on Councilor Quilty's announcement with the suspension of SNAP benefits from the federal government. I just want to make sure residents are aware of the Project Bread hotline for any Massachusetts resident to get food assistance. It's 1-800 645-8333. That's Project Bread for any Massachusetts resident. Additionally, in addition to the Crispin Center, there's food collection going on here at Town Hall. If you're able to donate, please check out the mayor's webpage to see. This week we're collecting cereal. And also, huge thank you to St. Francis and Braintree Catholic Collaborative for hosting monthly community meals. This month's was earlier this evening, Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m., free and open to anybody in need. And again, that's at St. Francis on the first Wednesday of the month. So the next one will be, I believe, December 3rd at 5:30. So thank you to everyone who can help donate to those who are struggling to afford a meal. And related, I suppose, the Braintree Farmers Market will be hosting their annual holiday farmers market on Saturday, November 22nd, right here at Town Hall from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This will be the final market of the season. Don't miss out. It's a great community event, and you can get some great items for your Thanksgiving table. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcement, Councilor Ringus?
It is tourney time for our high school teams. The girls soccer team opened up the playoffs tonight, and they just wrapped up as we were coming in. They had a 5-0 win. Captain Myroneri had a hat trick. So the girls will be moving on to the round of 16. They'll now be playing Brookline on November 8th at Parson Field, and tickets are available online. So congratulations to the girls soccer team for getting to the round of 32.
Thank you, Councilor Maglio.
The East Braintree Community Action Coalition will be having its annual meeting on Thursday, November 20th at 6:30 p.m. at the Braintree Yacht Club. And this meeting, hopefully everyone comes to enjoy a celebration of sorts. It's a year that it's been formally, officially an organization in Massachusetts. And everyone's invited to come and hear what the group has done so far and what some of the ideas are for the coming year.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, I have a couple. I want to just let everybody know this Friday we're going to be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the establishment of the United States Marine Corps, and it's going to be right here at Braintree Town Hall, and it's going to be at 10 a.m. on Friday. It's open to the public, and I know we're going to be having the veterans function. I don't know, I don't have those details in front of me. I don't know if you'd want to mention it, Madam Mayor.
Definitely. So yes, our annual Veterans Day ceremony is going to be right here in Cahill on Tuesday, Veterans Day at 11. So 11/11 at 11. And as I shared at the school committee earlier this week, I think for residents who've never been or who are thinking about, they want to do something to show their support of veterans, we have a lot of familiar faces. A lot of our veterans attend these events. Some are better attended than others. I would love to see Cahill overflowing on Tuesday, so I'm really encouraging. It's a family-friendly event. The more children, the merrier, so please don't be afraid to come out. It's a very great event. We have a graduate of Braintree High who is a decorated Marine, Tim Connors, is our guest speaker. He is raising his family in Braintree, so we're really looking forward to supporting him and to showing our veterans how much support they have in our community, so please come.
Are we going to have anybody singing at the event?
Of course, the Braintree High Concert Choir will be singing their annual medley of all of the branches of service songs. If you've never heard it, it is one of my favorite things. It is so cool. The service members that are from, say, the Navy or the Air Force stand, and it's pretty cool. I think without realizing that's what those service songs were, there's familiarity, even if you really aren't necessarily aware of it, so it's very cool.
Thank you. It's one of my favorite things is when, all the songs are being sung and if the Navy folks stand up, the Air Force, the Army, the Marines stand up.
Yeah,
and
it's amazing.
It really is, it's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see you there.
I will be there. Thank you. Thank you. Just one more announcement. I want to thank the town clerk's office for another very successful election day in Braintree. And I think that it might go unnoticed to a lot of people, but I know to the counselors and to the mayor's office, we really can see how well the elections are run in the town of Braintree, and we're very fortunate in that regard. So hats off to the town clerk, the assistant town clerk, and all the folks in the town clerk's office, the full-time folks, and all the part-time people that step up on election day, that you go into the voting locations and they're in there smiling and very, nicely helping everybody vote and make sure we have a successful election. So it's a group effort, and it's very well run. So hats off to everyone, and thank you to everyone. Okay. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes for September 2nd and September 16th. Do we have a motion?
So moved, Mr. President.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. We do not have any old business, so the next item is to refer everything to all the new business to the committees. Do we have a motion on that?
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. So that is going to conclude our business for tonight. We had a pretty quick meeting. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, November 18th at 7:30 p.m. I want to thank the folks from BCAM for televising our meeting tonight. And with that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. President.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. We're now adjourned.